It's your boy FZ back again, Fzcentral. This is a tutorial on how to do the 5 major pin drops. It's kind of advanced, but I'm going to go step by step for everybody. So the first thing I'm going to teach you, which a lot of people think is really easy, but isn't, is the main pin drop. And that is to go down, come up. That's a pin drop. And really, a lot of people, pin drop evolved because a long time ago, people used to pin drop like this and go sideways and then spin out of it. But pin dropping has, like a good pin drop, you have to go straight forward. And that's really hard for people because people are like, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to hurt my knee. Some people try to swing into pin drops. That's not good either. If you're like trying to swing into the pin drop so that you make sure that your foot hits the ground because you're kind of diagonal while you're going into it, not good. It's ugly, It's just not a good way to do a pin drop. You want to do a nice, clean pin drop. And so, first off, you take your foot and you tuck it into your back leg. Don't put it down here. Don't put it at your calf. Put it right in between your quadriceps and your calves, like just right in here in the joint. And just make sure your ankle's placed right in there and then go straight forward. Land. And then once you're down in it, you have to spin out, which is really hard on your quadriceps, especially the first week you do it, but after a while you get used to it. Now, the second pin drop I'm going to teach you is called a toe pin drop. And a toe pin drop is even scarier for the people who aren't really comfortable in your pin drop. So get really good at a pin drop before you try this because you're coming down a lot faster, you're going at the ground a lot harder, and you really want to be used to standing on your toes. So for this, to learn this move, like you really want to just spend time on your toes. Maybe get some shoes that are good for standing on your toes, or just, just practice it because no matter what kind of shoe you're wearing, it's still hard on your body to get on your toes for extended periods of time. Luckily for this move, you don't really have to. So for a toe pin drop, you get on your toe and you just bring your foot up and just go down into it like this. And that's really all there is to it. I don't know how I can kind of brace you for it, but it's just you're a little higher up and you come at the ground a lot harder, so you really have to be really careful with that. The third pin drop I'm going to teach you is called a spin drop. And a spin drop is basically where you don't have to squat down before, but you spin. What you kick off with your right foot, and then you bring this ankle in for a pin drop, and then you just go straight down like you would for any other pin drop. That was a little sloppy. I'm sorry for that, but I'll do a better one for you. And spin drops are really hard to control, especially if you're on a surface that causes a lot of friction, but really pin drop's pretty self-explanatory, but you always want to kick off with the leg of the opposite of the direction you're spinning. So if you're spinning to the right, you want to kick with your right foot. And if you're spinning to the left, you want to kick with your left foot. And you want to kick forward. Fourth move I'm going to teach you is called the aerial pin drop. And this is a move that a lot of people, struggle with. A lot of people want to know how to do. And it's really not hard, but it's kind of, a lot of people do it different ways. For an aerial pin drop, you want to tuck your ankle in to your joint right as you go in the air. You want to tuck it in there while you're going up. And then once you're in the air, you want to leave it like that while you're coming down, which is really the hardest part. you might want to extend your bottom leg a little bit while you're coming back down, but not too much, because then people can't see how much height you got. And so for an aerial pin drop, you just jump, land, and then spin out. And that's really all there is to it. I mean, you really, when you first start doing an aerial pin drop, the hardest thing is just convincing yourself that it's okay, you know, that you're not going to kill yourself doing it. And the fifth and last pin drop I'm going to teach you how to do is what I call the reverse pin drop. And a reverse pin drop is basically just a normal pin drop. Let me just go through it like this. Only with the reverse pin drop, you can spin the opposite way. And, I mean, a lot of people do different things with a reverse pin drop. Like, you can do a reverse pin drop and then kick out. Or, I mean, just, you can get creative with that. But those are the 5 pin drops I'm going to teach you. This has been an Fzcentral tutorial, swag workshop video. You already know. Yeah. What am I saying? Here I am. Why haven't you learned your lesson yet? When it comes to jerk, I'm the president. My flow is excellent, the rest is extra. If your brain's a muscle, then let me flex you, but don't get it twisted. Fine, electra, isn't it? I mean, electrifying, like being struck by rhyming. Bet you expected lightning, but you don't know how I think. I'm a mastermind behind silver lining. I be MVP of my team, cause I flow like a stream in my enemies' nightmares and their girlfriend's dreams. So quit the schemes, running like a ream, hotter than all of these wannabes, soft and cream. I've seen the future, you're still a loser. I'm cold as ice, but a little cooler, sorta like the new ones, but a little bit newer.